Caribbean Oasis Class ships are huge. I recently went on Harmony of the Seas, so here are some tips and tricks on how I and my family were able to navigate Harmony of the Seas. First thing I did before I even got in the car to drive all the way to Florida and aboard Harmony of the Seas, I went on the computer and I copied what every single deck from 18 all the way down to the bottom had on it. I wrote down the features, the restaurants, anything that would be of interest to me. Then I printed it out, clipped it together, and highlighted. This way, before my family even boarded the ship, we already had a really good sense of where different things were located. Once we were on the ship, I was able to put this on our stateroom wall. Throughout the ship, you will find these really neat 3D model maps of the ship. It will tell you where you are and what is still on every other level. It was very convenient when I needed to get to the kids club or the sports court to find one of my children or make it before the Ocean's Adventure Club closed. The next way to find your way around the Harmony of the Seas are these more traditional map boards. They're quite like what you would find in a mall center. They tell you everything that is on the deck you are on, where you are on the ship, and just gives you a lot more detail of that specific deck. Another way to find your location are these really neat electronic boards that they have. They tell you the time, the temperature, the sunrise, the sunset of the specific location that you are in at that exact moment. They keep them up to date as the day goes on. These boards also list the activities that are going on that day aboard the ship. When on a massive Oasis ship, you need to take an elevator often to get from floor to floor. One thing I absolutely love about Royal Caribbean elevators is the detail inside of them. Once you're inside the elevator, all you need to do is look up. You will see that each floor is labeled, and beside some of them, you'll see little pictures, like a carousel. That means that floor has the boardwalk on it, or a tree, and it represents the floor for Central Park. Now, if you forget to look up once you're in the elevator, no problem. When you push the button for the floor you're wanting, you'll notice they have the little pictures beside them as well. Next, I'm going to tell you how to orientate yourself from the front of the ship to the back of the ship, or in nautical terms, from the bow versus the stern. So it's pretty simple. In the center of the ship, you will find your boardwalk, Central Park, and the promenade. Places at the front of the ship or at the bow are the Vitality Spa and Gym, Solarium, Royal Theater, and most important if you're a parent, the Adventure Club. Please make note of where the Adventure Club is because it never fails. You are always on the elevator and the stairs running with those other parents trying to get to the kids club right before it closes. They actually charge you $1 per minute, I believe it was, for every minute you were late. For the back of the ship or the stern, you will find the Aqua Theater, the Ultimate Abyss Slide, the Sports Court, Flow Rider, and very important, the Windjammer. It always takes about a day or two to kind of really orientate yourself on the ship, but once you've memorized what's on each side, you can quickly remember how to get around by seeing these places over and over again. And you're like, wait, I'm at the Aqua Theater. I am at the back of the ship, but I need to get to the front of the ship to get to the Adventure Club. Another little interesting tidbit is not all of the decks go completely across the whole length of the ship. For example, Deck 6 does not go completely across. Countless times my husband and I would find ourselves trying to get to the front of the ship, which was where our stateroom was, and we would be so frustrated because we'd have to walk back down to floor 5 to get up to the front. It just didn't go all the way across. Now, my second last tip on how to get around the ship is probably my most favorite. If you're like me and you enjoy art, you'll love the fact that Royal Caribbean cruise ships always have fantastic art all over the ship. This will help you orientate where you are on the ship as well, but most importantly, what floor you're on. For example, this photo here was the one that showed me I was on the right end of the ship, aka the front of the ship, and that if I went through that door over on the right side, I would get to my stateroom. so you will quickly memorize the artwork that is outside of the hallway leading to your stateroom. For my last tip, it's on how to read your stateroom number. And it may seem kind of silly, but I totally pulled this one. When we were checking in for our dinner reservations and they asked me what room we were in, I said 528. To my embarrassment, the hostess said to me, "Ma'am, there's a 528 on every deck on this ship." I quickly realized that you have to always add the deck number with your room number. So our room number was actually 11528. Once I caught on, it actually helped me remember what deck I was on. I hope my tips and tricks help you for navigating your next cruise. Happy sailing!